And so second video review for this week is for Sex, Death and Canapes by Petrina Binney, and I still can't stop smiling when I say that title. I love it. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, if you're on Facebook it's just a little bit further down the page, or if you're on YouTube it's in the description below. So what can I say about Sex, Death and Canapes by Petrina Binney, other than the fact the title really makes me laugh. Like, not laugh, but like it just brings such a smile to my face, because it's just so imaginative and different. And that is what this book was. Actually, it was very different to anything else that I've read in this genre. So very different. It focuses on a whole cast of characters. It's got a massive cast in there for you, of different people, but one of the main central focused on characters is a lady called Fiona Weaver King, and she is an artist. It's all set in quite a rural area in the UK, and the characters are all having dinner parties. So it does say, do what it says on the tin, Sex, Death and Canapes, but I don't know, I was expecting something different, and I was quite pleasantly surprised by the uniqueness of this book and this story, because it wasn't at all what I had suspected it would be from the cover art and the title. I had expected it to be like this bloodthirsty dinner party, and probably quite grim, and it wasn't at all. It was very cleverly put together, poetic in the way the words moved, which again was a very unique writing style. It was very enjoyable to read those words for each chapter, because they almost sang off the page in some chapters, and the way they described things just really, you know, hyped it all up and made these dinner parties, each one unique, different and exciting, rather than they had a dinner party, they had a dinner party, they had a dinner party, each one, and you know, just blandly describing things. There was some brilliant metaphors in there and some wonderful descriptions of the food and the settings and the characters, deep sort of insights into them as characters and how they looked, and how they behaved, how they interacted with each other, and a lot of them are couples, so they're like heterosexual couples that they either don't spend a lot of time together, don't really see each other a lot, or there's a lot of distance between them as couples. So when they start getting together for these dinner parties, there's secrets to be uncovered and things going on. And Fiona, she actually has a little bit of a crush on a neighbour, because they're sort of neighbours, but they don't live on top of each other because it's British countryside. It's like there's miles in between them, and interwoven into this dinner parties and couples stories where Fiona has this crush on her neighbour Jennifer, and that's all very hush hush and slowly going on in the background. There's this other interwoven story of a guy who's murdered someone, and he's sort of tripping out a bit. So all these murders that are happening at these dinner parties that somehow weren't obvious, he in the end is sort of like a madman, because he thinks he's responsible for all this. It's very intricately woven and very cleverly put together for a book. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what else is coming in this series, because it is part of a series, and I'm also looking forward to going back and reading the book again, looking for clues I missed. I love books like this where they have got you so tightly wrapped into what is going on that you are missing very subtle hints that the author has very cleverly dropped in there for you. And it's because the story is told so well and because you're enjoying it so much that you just completely miss what would have been standout clues until you read it for a second or third time, because you already know the ending. Wow, like I love books like this, and this book was great. It really was, you know, energetic, interesting, different, very very different, and just the concept of it was so unique that I loved it. I really did. It was a great book. I'm so glad that I read it, and I think that if you read it you will enjoy it too. It's very, like I say, very cleverly put together, and you will miss things reading it the first time. I'm sure I've missed stuff that I now want to go back and I want to read it again, and I want to get lost in it again, but I want to get lost knowing what I know, and I want to find it all again and just rediscover all those clues that I'm sure Petrina's put in there and I've completely missed. Which is awful, isn't it? awful. I've missed them, but that's the cleverness of the writing. When writing engages you and a story engages you in that way, that you do miss information that is put there for you as the reader or isn't put there for you as the reader. That's the thing. I don't know whether these things were there or not, because I didn't know what was coming, and I love to be surprised, and this book was one big surprise all the way through. But it was very eloquent in the way it was written, the wording used, and the way the words were used to describe was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Wonderful book. I really, really did enjoy it. So if you've read Sex, Death and Canapes, please let me know what you thought of it. If you're going to read it, or it's on your to read list, again, let me know. And if you'd like to grab a copy, I will pop a link in the description so that you can go and do that. And if you do grab a copy, I really, really hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Bye!